Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. It's Rad, and tonight we're gonna check into the upcoming week, which is 2nd of December up until the 8th of December 2024. And the first thing that I'm usually doing, and I'm going to do today, that's going to be the collective reading, going first. The cards from it you can examine for yourself if you so wish. They are posted on the thumbnail of this video. I'm going to show them to you in any case. Now, the first card that I drew for that week collectively, that will be the Queen of Swords. Second card that I drew, that will be the Sun. And the third card for the week, that is the Empress. Now I'm going to start with the tails rather than the heads tonight. And the tails of the week will be that we will be swallowed in, devoured by the circumstances and by the activities. So this is highly unlikely for any of us to be a week where we can catch our breath and kind of like take a break, for example, withdraw from any midst of activities. We are going to be swallowed in all of them. So this is going to be kind of like a week that I don't want to say that we're going to be under pressure in any case, but we definitely going to have a very little time for a respite or a very little time to catch up our breath. Hello, News Devone. Welcome to the stream. And all this involvement, because literally this is going to be, if I have to classify that week, this is going to be a week of involvement, all right? So all this involvement will meet us with a person. That may be, for example, a lawyer. It could be, for example, a physician. It could be a therapist of any kind. Most likely, this is going to be a professional meetup. So the person from the other side, very professional. And our predicaments, or whether our challenges, will come to be exactly of their expertise. Holy shit. Taco. Oh my god. I'm crossing my fingers for you, mate. I mean, not just only on my hands, but also on my feet as well. I hope it goes as painless as possible for you. Oh my god. So maybe if that reading relates to you, you will end up being under the care of a doctor that knows exactly what they're doing. Because I was about to say that your predicament, whether it is a financial predicament, whether it is a for example, emotional predicament, or any kind of a deficiency predicament, it will fall exactly within the expertise of that person that you are going to be introduced into, or that you are going to cross path with. And together, or should I say with their help, there will be no way how cannot you push your things through. It will be no way how you cannot push, for example, your divorce through, or your idea through, or your product through, or even, if you will, yourself through. So you will end up exactly with the person who can get the job done, your job done. Now, whether they will require any compensation or not, that will be highly individual, right? But bottom line here is that you won't, neither of us is going to be left hanging in any way. So this is the collective reading for the week. Now, a few notes about the show before I move forward. There are going to be 12 more readings, just like this one for each star sign. Now, bear in mind that these are going to be readings for the star signs, is going to benefit you a lot if you don't just only listen for your sun sign, meaning the sign that you are born under, but also you do listen for your rising sign. It's determined by the hour of birth, or your moon sign as well, which is determined of where your moon is in your natal chart. And again, bear in mind that these are readings for your star signs. They are not personal readings of yours. And if you wish your personal situations, targets, or problems to be a subject of my tarot interpretation, you can go to my website, which link you will find in the description down below. And there at the very front page, you can see full list of my services and as well their pricing. Now, other than that, if you do want to support me, you can do so by subscribing to the channel and liking the video or the live stream. That way you will help me with the YouTube algorithm. And if you do wish to support me financially, you can do so using Super Chat or a PayPal. And anyone who does so, you guys are going to have a reading at the end of the stream. That is guaranteed. Just like Yasmin, Taco, and Devone did. Yasmin, thank you so much for your 20. Taco, thank you for the $22.22. Thank you, Taco. And Devone, thank you for the £5. Thank you. Let me put you into the list, all of you guys, and at the end of the stream, like I said, you will have your personalized reading. Okay. So the first star sign that I'm going to read for, that's going to be Aries. And you can keep up with what star sign I'm reading for through the glyph being displayed here on my right hand side. Currently, Aries glyph, meaning Aries reading is running. Let me shuffle well. All right, so Aries week, Eight of Swords, first card. Second card, that will be the Eight of Cups. The Seven of Cups, I'm sorry, not the Eight of Cups, but the Seven of Cups. And then the third one, we do have Three of Wands, okay? Hey, Yadabi, welcome to the stream. A bit of a rough week for Aries. Now, how can I put it into words? All right, I'm gonna start with the tails. Again, some of your dreams or things you dream of, kind of, they are going to be shattered through that. Currently, these dreams you do have, either big or small, regardless, unfeasible, they just can't be accomplished at that stage. I'm not saying forever, right? But at that stage. And as this becomes apparent to you, what also is going to become apparent is that you are sitting on some kind of established patterns currently, whether business patterns, whether emotional patterns, right? But you are sitting on some kind of established patterns. And stepping on these patterns, or in other words, stepping on what you are good at and what you have worked around with, and you are already played around with, and you know how things are working out, from there you can defeat some limits that are currently bestowed upon you, okay? And through defeating those limits, you can strive for a bigger prize within the same establishment, for a lack of a better impression here, but not within the one that you are dreaming at currently. So it's kind of like it is a week where you have to take what you can get, okay, rather than kind of like striving for something that you can't have and you can't get at all, at least within the current stage of your life. And one other thing about this week, it is that you will have somewhat of a difficulty within the communications with your colleagues, with your friends, for example, family members, even spouses. And it will be rather difficult people to fathom, maybe should be the right word that I use, here, where you are coming from with your arguments. And it is not like it's not going to be impossible for you to convince people around. It is just you will have to be extra elaborative. And if you are trying to explain something and you do not present it in a way that, for example, a kid in third grade can understand you, then you're not doing a good job explaining yourself, just so you know. So that may be a bit frustrating, that you have to explain yourself so methodically and so profoundly, so people can kind of like grasp where you're coming from with your arguments. But it is not impossible, like I say. Okay, so that was Aries. Now moving on, next we do have Taurus. Well, Taco, I'm asking myself the same thing when something kind of like rough happens to me. But do you know what is the funny thing in all that? 6 months from now, you won't even remember. I mean, some situations may kind of like trigger the memory, but you will not gonna remember it on the day on a daily basis. It's just we tend to forget. Uh, 7 of Wands for Taurus. 10 of Cups. And 5 of Cups. Now, before I move to Taurus, I want to tell you something, guys. I have been once on death's door. I was a newborn at that point, and I have twice, not once but twice, cheated death. And I do not wake up with those memories in my head. It's just they are triggered, for example, of what Taco said right now, right? And I'm not saying anything bad here. It's just, I kind of like the cheating death kind of situations. They do trigger. I remember it, but I don't feel bad about it. So, again, Taurus, 7 of Wands, 10 of Cups, 5 of Cups. Wow, you are beating me in it. That's a tough one, guys. Give me a second here. It's like a week where you're gonna be that close of giving up, Taurus. Because the opposition, whether in a face of a competition, whether in face of rivalry, all right, whether in a face of a hidden enemies or foes, will become so unbearable. It's gonna pollute your environment so much that at some stages you wouldn't care what you're gonna lose. You will want just the whole thing to end and to stop. And the cards are relating to two spheres in your life. Let me try to explain with an example what I mean here. For example, you will, this is just an example, guys, all right? Throughout the week, you will want to experience good things within your love life and within your family, okay? But the rivalry in your career and your job becomes so fierce that it is the only thing you can think of, all right? And that does not allow you to experience the warmth of your wife or of your husband or of your spouse. And you will be that close of giving up on the prize of your career just so you can make it stop and have a good experience everywhere else. Okay. Hello, Samuel. So whether you're gonna give up or not is entirely up to you. Just so you know, either way is a right choice for you. Okay. uh but if you do give up, you will regret it for a time. So just be prepared for that. You will regret it, that you have gave up the price of your, if you are following my example here, that you have gave up the price of your career just so you can kind of like have a happy time within your social life or within your romantic life for the time being. But as the time progresses, then you will come up to understanding that that was actually a right choice. Same thing goes, well, almost the same thing goes if it comes to vice versa. If you say, no, I'm not giving up, then in that case, you're not going to have a good time throughout the week. You will have to fend yourself all the time. Kind of like, what was the word here? Quashing rumors, quashing gossips, quashing people that want what you have and what you are chasing off and whatever target you do have. But in the same time, you will feel good, like going into the gym and struggling in the gym, and then when you walk out of the gym, you feel tension in your muscle, but it is a good tension. You're going to feel that. Okay. Every time when you come back from work, you will feel, I did something good for myself today, although I'm not feeling happy. So you're going to feel yourself good, but not happy. And again, because of it, you will consider it being the right choice for you to do. Either way is going to work for you, but it will depend whether you want to face disappointment and happiness, or you want to face passion and struggle. It is entirely up for you to decide, Taurus. But just so you know, whatever the competition, you can overcome it. Okay, that is a week where you can actually get on top of your own competition if you do not give up. Okay, next, Gemini. Knight of Pentacles, Two of Swords, the Star. Okay, so that is a person who have already made up their mind in regards to you. That could be your boss, that they have already made up their mind in regards to you, your ex, your current spouse, or a friend. Okay, and you will recognize that individual, that they are very simplified in a way how they act and how they move forward. There isn't any surreptitious intentions or surreptitious actions. Okay, and it's just they seem candor, they show candor, or they seem candorious, and can I put it into words? They play fair, let me put it that way. So these are usually people that are content with simple life. They don't enjoy trinkets. It doesn't matter what car they drive, for as long as it drives them to the point they need, and so on and so forth. And by the way, it's very possible with the Knights of Pentacles being the front card that could be an ex, right? Because the Knight of Pentacles stands for jumping into the old branches of love when it comes to relationship questions. This is a general reading, but still I feel obliged to mention it. So it's very possible to be an ex. And for what it seems here, with the Two of Swords being next to it, they have already made up their mind. They are striving towards something. And with the Star card being from the other side of the Knights of Pentacles, the unrealistic hopes and dreams they had a few days ago or in the past are no longer present. Firmly stepped into the ground. They are now ready to go forth with what can be accomplished in between you and them. So that is someone who grew brain and now they are coming back for a second, I don't know how to put it into words, a second calling maybe, okay, just to try again and see how things are going to turn out in between you and them. Just so you know, now the intentions are to be consistent and systematical, and not being very aggressive as well, taking it slowly, step by step, until something actually can work in between you and that individual. But they have already made up their mind, just so you know. All right, going forward, that will be Cancer. Queen of Wands, Knight of Wands, the High Priestess. Okay, so you also have an individual around you, and I would bet that this is most likely romantically or intimately involved, because these cards are showing a person who doesn't want to wait any longer. All right, they just want to stir things around. And for what it seems, they do have not just only the means, but also the idea how they are to stir things around. Because we do have the Knight of Wands to the Queen of Wands, that could also appear as a help at the right moment, okay, in the right place, a helping hand, which will help you to drive your thing right in the heart and to carry it to the very end. So to kind of like accomplish the thing entirely, if it is a personal project, a personal goal, and so on and so forth. But it's definitely referring to a person, to an individual who knows exactly what you need, how you need it, and how to make you, I don't want to say that word, use you, but let's say make you thrive, right? It knows how to make you thrive, whether career wise or whether romantically. It is, if it is romantically, for example, that is a person who knows what you need in order to express all of your feelings, all of your emotions, and not to feel like you are smothered beneath thy toe, or suppressed in any way. Like I said, most likely romantically expressed, you will feel immediate attraction toward that person. They are just people whom everybody is trying to get to. Okay, and you're also gonna have that feeling. Luckily for you, Cancer, they are also fixed to you, at least for throughout the duration of this week, and they just don't want to wait. They want to try it out and see if it goes anywhere. And if it doesn't, they're just gonna move to the next one. But if it does go anywhere, these people, they are usually, not usually, but always determined to prevail. So if there is a chance for you to do business or to be together, they are not gonna give up. Samuel, thank you for the 5 Australian. Thank you, Samuel. So if I do understand your question, where to direct my attention for my best, a new thing? Well, these are a lot of questions, Samuel. A lot of questions. So I'm gonna pick. I'll see which one I'm gonna pick. These are a lot of readings, mate. No, I mean, you do put some fair questions, and I just wanna, because general one is not gonna give you what you seek. Am I loved is also not a question that it is best to be asked, because you may be loved today, you may not be loved tomorrow, right? This one is interesting. My attentions for my best. That is me asking me to make choice for you. So when it comes to the super chat readings, I will come to you and see which one I'm gonna go forth with. Thank you for the 5 Australian. All right, going forth, we have Leo. The Chariot, first one. Second card, it is the 8 of Swords. And the third card for you, that will be the Queen of Swords for the Leo signs. So Leo, that's going to be a week where things in you, or rather like things that you are handling currently, should become, the word is not acceptable, accessible maybe, for you to handle on your own, right? That you just not gonna need anyone else's involvement, because for what it seems from these cards, some new options are gonna appear for you to take advantage of throughout the week. New options for example, dating, and you're not gonna need anyone to introduce you to anybody. Some new options how to do your job, so you ain't gonna need the help of your colleague, and so on and so forth. Bottom line here, it is that through these new options, first, okay, your development will become easier. So you're not gonna have to do or to put a colossal efforts into your undertakings, at least for the duration of the week. And the results that you will accomplish throughout this week are going to be results that you are going to consider something to be proud of. And very often these are results which one wishes to accomplish. So we can classify that week for you, Leo, as a wish fulfillment in a certain areas in your life. One advisement here from the cards, it is that if you start dating someone throughout this particular week, it will be advisable not to rush into a commitment right away, because it will take, according to these cards, it will take a little bit of time to get to know each other. It definitely is going to take more than a week. And it is not like if you rush into commitment, things aren't going to work in between you two. It is just at some points going forward with that commitment, you will end up being a bit, just a tiny bit, unpleasantly surprised. And you can avoid that by giving yourself a bit more time to get to know the other person a bit better. All right, so that was Leo. Now moving next, Virgo. Eight of Wands. First card. That will be Death second. And the third one, it is Ace of Pentacles. How do I explain this? Best to try with example again. Now, we all had those situations, okay? Think of it that way. You like a girl or a guy, depending on your preferences, all right? And you like them, but they are in a relationship currently, and so you wait and wait and wait, and at some point you say to yourself, you know, screw it, I ain't gonna wait for my entire life, and you start relationship with someone else, and just as you start relationship with someone else, they end up broken up, and so they are free now. And it's just, this is a week where you shouldn't give up. That is my point here, right? Because at what you are about to give up within this week, an option how to proceed forward with it is going to be presented to you in one or another way. In fact, not just only one, but many options. And this is where you will have to be careful, because not all of these options are going to happen to be the opportunity you require. It's not going to happen to be the opportunity that will bring you content, happiness, glee, for example, lucrative business maneuvers or harmonious relationships. So once the options are presented in front of you, in case you haven't given up, that is very important here, you haven't replaced it, because we are talking about replacement here, you will have to quash the excitement of being able to materialize it, all right? To being able to materialize that goal and face those options with clear-headed mind. And then you will be able to discern, to see which one is the one that you can make it work and which one is the one that it is way too much of a gamble. This isn't a week where you will have to gamble, where you should gamble at all. So you should, again, kind of like restrain yourself only to the options that you are almost 100% certain that you can make them work. But that shouldn't be a week where you should give up on what you have waited for or endured into for quite a long time. Okay, next one, Libra. Ace of Cups, Nine of Swords, Queen of Cups for Libra. Well, what you have been afraid of not happening, it is happening this week, at least according to these cards for Libra. Now, think of it that way. You may be afraid of that the company you're working for is not going to extend your contract. Well, you should be afraid no more, because at least according to these cards, if that was a personal reading and you asked about that, they are showing that your hope will be renewed, and not just only that, but also it will be renewed in such a way that will allow you to plan for yourself and for the future. You are not going to be left in obscurity, so to speak. We can also interpret it in terms of a relationship. You may have hoped for, you may be afraid of your spouse breaking up with you, and what you are afraid is to happen is not happening, but the vice versa is happening. Okay, they aren't breaking up with you, in fact quite the opposite. Okay, and your hope in your future with that person renews throughout this week in this Libra. is going to not just only give you emotional stability, because here we aren't talking about material one. Even if it happens that your contract is not renewed, if we are following those cards, you will have no problem finding another job and securing yourself financially. But emotionally, you know, that is a completely different story. So you will be able to secure yourself emotionally throughout that week. That will allow you once again to plan big things for the future for yourself. And this will be a week where you will find no problem finding a loyal companion for making love, making business, making friendships also. And all that is going to transcend your day-to-day routine into something that you are just gonna freaking love it. Because at the end of the day, once that week is over, what you petrified you and ossified you from fear, we're not gonna do it anymore. Literally, you are gonna have almost nothing to be afraid of at the end of this week. It's just almost nothing. Okay, your job secured, your love life, if you wish, secured, so on. But this is a renewed hope for you. All right, next one, that will be Scorpio. Ace of Pentacles. Oh god, I hope water or earth. No. Page of Swords. Wow, the moon. Well, that's a good one. Now, I hope we're patient, okay? Because the things we are, and I'm saying we because for those who do not know, I am a Scorpio sun, okay? But what we are to do this week, whether in work or whether regarding our romantic life, we're not going to be faced with approval, right? For example, the way we flirt, we're not going to be approved from the person that we are flirting with, or the way we conduct business is not going to be approved by our clients or by the people that we're conducting business with, and so on and so forth for this week. But it will happen to be the breakthrough, or in the future, it will be valued exactly as it is supposed to, and is going to bring either money, or is going to bring either a warmth into the relationship, is going to bring wealth, right? Now, it does depend what you do define as wealth. Wealth for you could be family, it could be, like I said, money, it could be status, it could be power, it could be health, for example, or family. And depends on your actions, on our actions next week. For example, if we kind of like focus on our career, then, like I said, clients and people that you're working with are almost certain that they will happen to disagree with us, the way we conduct business and what kind of a product we're trying to push forward. But it will happen that exactly this is the right way how to conduct business for us, and exactly the right product that we can sell and what we are going to excel into. And later on into the future, that will prove itself true. And that's why I said, I hope that you and me and every Scorpio does have patience, because it's not going to work out right away. In fact, it will be a blackening before the dawn, but the dawn is coming, and it is something that we are supposed to not just only go through, but do and find ourselves into as well. So the breakthrough is nigh, Scorpio, and what lays into the future, what lies into the future, it's a lucrative business maneuver, so lucrative business projects, harmonious relationships, and a lot of content. And look at it that way, okay? We do something throughout this week. It is faced with disapproval, and we start feeling very emotionally uncertain for it, the more emotionally uncertain we are for it, the better it's going to turn out into the future. So the more you doubt, the better it happens. And thus, you chose to do it. Do not deviate from the path you chose. We shouldn't deviate from the path we chose. Either we chose to be with someone, or either we chose to conduct a certain business, or either we chose to be somewhere. Okay, just because it didn't work out right away, it doesn't mean that it's not going to work out forever. It just needs time to build up, let's put it that way. That was for Scorpio. Next, that will be Sagittarius. I just forgot to change the glyph. Four of Swords, Page of Swords, the Devil. All right. This is very personal week. Personal in a sense that, okay, I'm gonna approach it in another way. You're gonna have this week, the most important thing for you, Sagittarius, is that you are gonna have a super deep discussion with someone that you do consider a very loyal companion. That could be your best friend, it could be a family member of yours, or your spouse, for example. It could be also a colleague, but someone that you do consider a very, very loyal to you, and that person will present you with a very unique point of view. Which points of view are gonna make your current yearnings redundant and completely replaceable. Not just only replaceable, I'm trying to find the right word, obsolete. Okay, completely obsolete. And as this happen, these yearnings are going to be replaced with different kind of yearnings that will not just only gonna make you more satiated in anything, more satiated in regards to your finances, in regards to, you know, social interactions, everything, okay? But also are gonna make some concerns and problems you are currently experiencing to go away. They're just, well, go away is not the exact term, to lose relevance to you. They're still gonna be there, but you will not gonna care anymore. So this will be a week of relief for you, Sagittarius, in a week of a strong boost in confidence through these very deep and profound conversations that you're going to have with this person, presenting you again with a very, very unique points of view on your situations. Okay, next, Capricorn. The Sun, Eight of Wands, King of Pentacles. It's very good for Capricorn, a very good week. This energy will mostly going to affect people that have recently started something that they weren't sure whether that thing is going to work out for them or not, because it's going to happen that it's going to work far better than anticipated. For example, you may have recently started some kind of a friendship or some kind of relationship, personal business, for example, or some kind of a contract you have negotiated, and it's going to turn out that things are going to work far better than anticipated, at least for you. so much better, in fact, that it will happen that some resources you thought you may need, as for example money, like finances from someone else, or some additional time, you know, or some additional qualifications, will happen to be again completely obsolete. You will not, you will just not gonna need it. And what will be amazing, at least for you, how you're gonna be amazed here, it is that you will be able to tie up the ends far easier than, like I said, anticipated. And as you are tying up all of the loose ends around, you will see how much bigger it is, the energy of growth in it. So if I may suggest, that will be a week where you're going to stumble upon an enterprise that falls like a second nature to you, like something supernatural. And let me just give you an example. Imagine that is a week where you never made a painting, you never drew in your life, but for some reason you felt the push to try and make a small drawing, and it happens that is gorgeous, something that falls natural to you. You can transform it into business, okay, and just move forward with it. So that is that could be very possibly a week where you Capricorns are to discover some kind of a talent you always had but you never used, and because you never needed. But alas, that will be a week where you are going to discover it. Other than that, that should be a week where your business especially is going to run as smooth as possible, with a lot of openings there that are presenting you, like I said, with expanding energies of growth. And finally, that will be a week where you will have the chance to mend relationships. Now, whether you mend those relationships or not, again, it is your choice. Okay, next, Aquarius. The Fool. Four of Swords. The Moon. All right. This influence can manifest through literally everything, but what I can say, it is that something is going to happen throughout the week that are gonna make you think far into the future. Aquarius, that is gonna make us think far into the future in a very, very good way. In fact, this is gonna be a week where we are gonna feel like fate is in within our hands, and we can make fate, or we can make out of fate whatever we want. And this is why the week is going to be more of a preparation, if you will, and shaping up the concept, shaping up the idea, rather than any kind of action. Okay, this is no different than, for example, finally graduating and getting up your diploma. That opens up for you so many options in front that you just don't want to rush it. You want to kind of like think it through very, very carefully before you commit into one or the other way, because literally whatever it is to happen, you can make of yourself in this particular narrative everything. And so this is the moment, this is the week where it is the moment just before the new beginning, the moment where you are defining what the end goal of this beginning is going to be. So do not be surprised, as throughout this week you're going to feel the urge to consult yourself with your friends, to consult yourself with your siblings, for example, or parents, to consult yourself with people you trust, so you can gather up as many points of view as possible and extract the positiveness of all of those points of view, and that way structure some kind of a target, some kind of a goal. Now, other than that, This is a week of learning and week of carefree behavior, week of freedom. You can learn a lot of things at work. You can learn a lot of things from the people you associate with. And when it comes to relationships, Aquarius, that is a week where you have to be, or it's gonna benefit you the most, to be lighthearted. You know, don't take things personally, and do not seek to constrain or oblige, or just to trap, if you will, anyone around you, because those that are enthralled by you, they are going to stay no matter what. Through obligations, through demanding promises and whatnot, are certain ways how you can push people away from you. That was my point. Okay, and last but not least, that will be Pisces. Ten of Wands, the High Priestess, Two of Cups. Rough week, because this is going to be the week where you are going to be asked to repay, right? That's going to be the week where you're going to be asked to repay. No different than, for example, if someone covered for you at shift, right? Someone took your shift because you had to take care of your children, or you had something else to do, and now they are asking a payback. Now you will have to take their shift and do a double time, for example. Or someone did you a favor and now they're asking for the favor back. Someone lends you money, now they're asking for their money back, and so on and so forth. This is a week where you will have to live up to your word, for a lack of better expression here, and that will be requested. This is the field that the things are going to be stirred for you, and unfortunately this is going to be an influence that is going to shake up the comfort that you are going through. No matter how big or little that comfort is currently, is about to shrink even further if it is a little one. You have to be very careful what you are signing up throughout this week, whether you are signing up a mortgage or whether you are signing up a job contract. You will be held to the letter. All right, you are just going to be held to the letter, and you can't wriggle yourself from it. So I can advise you here, if you have to sign up something, give it to a lawyer to check it up, first. And again, be careful what you are promising throughout the week, because again, you are going to be held to the letter of your promise. So this week you will have to live up to the criteria you alone bestowed upon yourself. But the good thing about it is that if you do so, then you are gonna end up with an amazing rewards at the end. And so that was for the Pisces star sign. Now we are going for the super chat. Anyone who supported or it is about to support the channel through super chat or through PayPal, you guys are gonna have a reading right now. So the first one that will be Yasmin. Let me just kind of like clear up my desk here. It's not actually my desk, but let me clear out the desk in front of me and see what's the week is gonna be for you, Yasmin. All right, these are your cards. Those three. Okay. 5 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles, 3 of Cups. All right, Yasmin, it will be work related, okay, throughout the week. And it will happen that either a person that you are working with, either they cannot catch up, so they are not fit with the job anymore, or straight away, for some reason, they're going to stop working on the cumulative endeavor. And so you're going to have to cover, you're going to have to do a double time, right? You have to do a double job here. And what this is going to do for you is that you will have to readjust the style of how you are doing your work throughout the week. And you will do a fantastic job, right? It's the first thing that you are going to show, it is how conscientious you are about the job you're doing. And that will be praised very, very highly. Second, everything that needs to be attended to, you will, to the finest detail, which will allow the whole, for example, project or the whole deal or whatever, okay, to be developed even further. And well, it does depend how you're going to see yourself after all that, because the way you are going to see yourself after all that will be exactly the way how everybody else is going to see you. So I do suspect that after all that, you're going to see yourself as a valuable asset, and which means that also your boss, your the colleagues that you're working with, they're also going to see you as a valuable asset. And the future you see yourself in after this enterprise or after this endeavor in your job is going to be exactly the future that others are going to see you in. So this is a very huge predisposition here for some kind of a promotion, or the very least a raise. But again, you will have to bust your butt to cover up for the lack of, for example, competence or time, or can I put it into words, skill, if you will, into the person that you are working with, or even people that you are working with. So the week is going to be heavily career oriented, in which, again, you will have to kind of like carry up others. All right, that was Yasmin. Next, Taco. Let me draw your tarot also, because the Lenormand, that they do not make any sense. Let's see the tarot cards. The tarot cards, they do make a lot of sense. What the Lenormand does. Those are your Lenormand cards. So if you can give me a feedback, it will be most appreciated, because they do show up an event. And here how it goes, Sako. So we do have an end. So this is an end, delivery, small, right? Or a child. Unless your wife doesn't go through termination of a pregnancy, these cards doesn't make any sense. right? The only sense that I can make aside of that, as if something small is not going to happen. But the tarot cards of your week, they are very, very strong. So these are your tarot cards here, right? Those cards. And they do involve a promise, okay? So this is a week where you're going to have a promise. Well, then, you know, they could refer to your and that is just a speculation here, Taku. They could refer to your health issue, and they may be referring that is going to be a very light procedure that will be a small errand, okay, for the doctor and for you, and you're going to have no issue with it whatsoever. But that's going to be a week where you will have a promise, okay? First, that you will be supported. You will have the support you require in order to get the development you desire, all right? And most likely you will also going to have the timing when this is going to happen. With that 3 of Pentacles and 8 of Cups here. And you can expect that this week you to have a lot of conversations about it with that person, but also that person is going to coach you, what you have to say, what you have to do, how to approach the issue and whatnot. And you will be assured that things are going to turn out, the things are in the bag, right? Only time it is required. Only you have to be patient and do your part. That is what these cards are saying here. So, yeah, you will have the promise. Well, promise for a financial support, but like I'm trying to say to you, Taco, you may have the promise, but the financial support may not come right away. If that is the case, for example, okay, that will be, I am promising to you that I will support you financially from, say, February moving forward. But in order to support you financially, you have to do that, and that, right? So you will also you will also have to kind of like hold up to some kind of requirements here. Yeah, Sam, nearly up to yours. One more before I go to yours. So next, that will be Muse Devone, which is what do I need to know? Oh, okay. Well, then it is not that far. Three of Cups. 4 of Cups with 3 of Cups. Muse Devone. What? You're welcome, Taco. What do you need to know? Muse Devone, it is that you are expected to do more, okay, and that you are expected to chase more. Not because it is kind of a demand, like for example, your boss is expecting from you to work like a bull, all right, for pennies of the dollar, but you are expected to go for more and to work more and to basically kind of like do more because there is a belief in you. And can I put it into words? The way that people that matters see you, it's like you settled for less, for something that it is beneath you, and that at least currently these people really want to see you it's not exactly struggling, but more like claiming that you do require more from work, from your love life, that you do deserve more, at least for now. And another thing that you do need to know it is that whatever the accomplishments and achievements brought you as an influence, as a monetary success, it's waning. And that is one other reason why you should kind of like put to yourself some kind of a higher target in order to compensate for that wane. So that is what you need to know, that you are expected to do more and to go for more and to be more. It's just to expand. All right, Sam, I have decided to let Tarot decide what is going to be your answer on which of your questions Tarot is going to latch. Oh, and another thing I forgot, News Devone, right? If we literally translate the cards, there is a person who wants to have an emotional flow with you, but you aren't seeing in their direction right now, or you aren't turned in their direction. Or in other words said, there is an individual that want to make you happy, you just do not allow them to because you're with your back turned against them. Let me see your questions, Sam. All right. The card latched into where to direct my attention. Five of Pentacles, your lifestyle. Okay. Because all of the rest of your questions, they are focused on a certain problem. Like, for example, am I loved? That's a problem. Whether, for example, any shortcomings and aspirations, whether you do have, these are problems you seek to solve. And according to Five of Pentacles, these problems are a direct results of one's lifestyle. So as soon as you change your lifestyle, those problems are gonna go away. You are gonna be loved, you're gonna find inspiration, and you definitely gonna know what to follow next. Right? And usually the Five of Pentacles lifestyle and problems which are created with that lifestyle is overexpenditure. And I'm not talking just over money, but for example, you may be way too kind, or you may be way too closed from the world, or for example, you may be way too over trusty, and so on and so forth. So you will have to examine where you will have a overexpenditure in emotions, for example, or of a trust, like I said, or of a efforts, or of a time, or of a even money, and you have to fix that. And then the problems you have, gone. All right, guys. So that's going to do it for tonight. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for your generosity. Yeah, we're going to see each other next Thursday. And until then, bye.